Hello again, everyone. Hope you like the first segment of my vinyl collection. Today we're going to go through part 2 of 11, that is. So if you enjoyed the first one and you watched it all the way through and you heard about the history, I won't go into any more detail. Basically, case number 2, once again, should all be 7-inch picture disc vinyls. If it isn't, I will say otherwise. So here we go. We'll start this case with the first one, which is by a band called Feeder. If you've never heard of Feeder, they're a Welsh band, really good. Made the mainstream in about 2001 with the album Echo Park. Had songs like Just a Day, that was later. And they also had the song Buck Rogers, 7 Days in the Sun. This is a little bit later in their career. This is Feeder with Feeling a Moment. And the next vinyl is also another Feeder vinyl. This time it is the double A side, which is Shatter and Tender. Next vinyl in this case is by a band called The Fight. I believe this picture disc is Can't Be Bothered. So there you go. Side A and side B. Next up in here is by a band called Finch. This is part 1 of a limited 7-inch picture disc set. It is Bite Marks and Bloodstains. So I will open this up for you to have a look. And this is the picture disc inside. Next up, I've got a vinyl that I bought off of eBay. This came out in the 80s by a band called Fine Young Cannibals, and it's their cover version of Suspicious Minds, which was made famous by Elvis Presley. And that's Suspicious Minds. Up next, we've got a band called The Flaming Lips. This song is called The Wand. And up next, we've got another picture disc by a very famous band. The band is Fleetwood Mac. I bought this one off of eBay as well. I believe the title track of this single is Oh Diane, but it also has on the same vinyl Rhiannon and The Chain. So there you go. And the B-side as well. Next up, I've got a sealed vinyl. So this is by the Future Heads. It's a 7-inch picture disc, like all the records in this case. And the song is Skip to the End. Next up is a special limited edition picture disc numbered 3765. It is a re-release of the Gary Newman track Cars. So this is Cars Premier Mix, and that is the record. Next up, a band called Giant Drag. I have no idea who they are, don't have any clue about them. And the track is This Isn't It. And there's your record. Up next is a very, very famous song. This was at number 1 for, I think, 9 weeks. And this is the first picture disc and single that he released. Or should I say they released, because it was actually a duo. And it is Gnarls Barkley with Crazy. And I've got another single here by Gnarls Barkley. This was his follow-up single, which was called Who Cares? And apparently nobody did care, because it wasn't anywhere near as successful as Crazy. And people probably don't remember this song at all. So that's that one. Another band that I'm not very familiar with, this is the Go Team with the song The Wrath of Marcy. And a band that I'm sure some people will be familiar with. I'm not much familiar with them, so I don't even know this song at all. It's Goldfrapp with the song Satin Boys Flaming Chic. It is a limited edition picture disc with number 2498. Next up is a band called the Goo Goo Dolls, most famous for their single Iris. However, this song is called Before It's Too Late, and it was from the Transformers movie. And that's the vinyl in question. Up next, we've got a little bit of pop punk from the early 2000s. However, I think this was released in about 2005 was this one. So it's a limited edition 7-inch vinyl by Good Charlotte. The song is called I Just Want to Live. Another Good Charlotte one now. This time it's Keep Your Hands Off My Girl. And to finish off the Good Charlotte picture discs, this one is Predictable by Good Charlotte. Moving on now to a band called Gossip, and this song is called Listen Up. Next up is Grace with Sink Like a Stone. And another vinyl by Grace. This time the song is called Slowly. And here we go, getting to the good vinyls now. So, when I started collecting vinyl, it's all because of this record. As soon as I realised that this was out on picture disc, I had to have it. So it's Green Day's American Idiot, the first track released as a single from the 2004 album American Idiot. So there it is in its case. And the back. And I'll just show you what the actual vinyl looks like inside as well. So that's the A side. And the B side. And I believe this was the next single released off the American Idiot album by Green Day. This one is Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And here's what the vinyl looks inside as well. Next up, sticking to the Green Day theme, all these vinyls were from the album American Idiot, or all these singles were, should I say. So here we go. Next one is Holiday. And here we go. This is another single released off of the Green Day album, American Idiot. This time it's Wake Me Up When September Ends. And I believe the B-side is Give Me Novocaine. Now in the UK, I believe that they released one more single off this album, which was Jesus of Suburbia. I do have that in my collection, but I will show you that later because that isn't actually a 7-inch picture disc. It's a 10-inch coloured vinyl. So I will show you that in another part of this series. Next up, we've got a vinyl by a band called The Guillemots. And the song is called Falling Out of Reach. And if you look at the artwork of this vinyl, it is actually Sir Ian McKellen on the vinyl. And I believe he's on the back as well. Another song here now by The Guillemots. This time it's called Trains to Brazil. Sticking with the Guillemots, we have another song by them. This time it's called The World Is Our Dance Floor. Next vinyl in this case is Head Automatica with Beating Heart Baby. Up next, I've got a few vinyls here by the band Him. This one is The Kiss of Dawn. And the other vinyl by Him is Wings of a Butterfly. Up next, we're moving on to a band now called Hinder with the song Get Stoned. Up next, we've got 3 vinyls by the band Hot Hot Heat. The first one is Good Night, Good Night. Next one by Hot Hot Heat is Let Me In. And to finish off the Hot Hot Heat trilogy, I've got a song called Middle of Nowhere. Next vinyl in the collection is by the singer Ian Brown, most famous for being in the Stone Roses, but has also had a successful solo career to some degree. This one is Sister Rose. Next up in this case is Ian Hunter with When the World Was Round. And now we've got a band called In Me, and this song is called 7 Weeks. Sticking with the band In Me now, this is a 2-part collection. So you've got picture disc number 1 and picture disc number 2, and the song is So You Know. So I will show you them both together. Next up in the vinyl collection is Jack Penney with Have I Been a Fool. This is part 2 of a 2-part set. However, I'm pretty sure I don't have part 1 to go with it, so I am missing that one. Next up, I've got 3 singles now by the Australian rock band Jet. most famous for the songs Cold Hard Bitch and Are You Gonna Be My Girl. However, I don't think I've got any of those on Picture Disc Vinyl because maybe they weren't released or maybe I just didn't get them, I don't know. So anyway, first up is Bring It On Back by Jet. Followed by the Jet song Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. And the third and final Jet single is Shine On. Moving on now, I've got another sealed vinyl here which has never been played, and that is Joss Stone with Don't You Wanna Ride. And to finish off this case of vinyl, we've got Just Jack with No Time. Right, that concludes part 2, and I'll see you in part 3 if you're willing to watch. And like I say, I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'll be publishing them anyway, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you all later.